This episode of Comedy Bang Bang is brought to you by Pond 5. If you're producing content online, there is no better creative resource than Pond 5. From video clips and motion graphics templates to music and sound effects, Pond 5 has all the amazing media you need to perfect your creative productions without exhausting your budget or your time. It's fast and affordable, and even more so with this exclusive code for 25% off your next purchase. Just enter Bang Bang at checkout on pond5.com. And you'll be saving money and time faster than you can say action. From stand-up comedy, Anthony Jeselnik returns to the show. From Nathan For You, out this week, Nathan Fielder returns to the show. And an author who has not been on the show before. All of that and more all on today's...
Comedy bang bang, 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 comedy bang bang.
As far as I'm concerned, Urine is the original streaming service. Welcome to Comedy Bang Bang. Hello, everyone. Thank you to the Voblex for that wonderful catchphrase. The Voblex is back, baby. I have one under my bed. I've talked about it many times. It helps me exercise. Welcome back to Comedy Bang Bang. It's Oct. We are here in just the Ides of Oct currently, and gonna get through all the way to Deck, hopefully, before the end of the world. And certainly the end of the year is the very last day of Deck. We all know that. Now, what are we talking about when it comes to, by the way, I'm Scott Aukerman, I'm your host, once again for another Comedy Bang Bang episode. I believe we're almost up to, we're getting up to 400-ish or so. We're gonna break off another hundo at a certain point. Where are we right now? We're at... Boy, yeah, we're about 20 away from 400. That's pretty impressive, I would say. Not to laud myself or pat myself on the back, but who else in this room would do it? Certainly not our special guests I'm about to announce. They're 2/3 of the titans of comedy. We talked about this last time they were here. Eugene Merman is not here, unfortunately, the third titan of comedy. Unfortunately, I don't know why you guys are traveling without him, but let's talk to the 2/3 that we do have. The first third, he was the host of Last Comic Standing, the current iteration of that. Who knows if he'll return? We'll talk about it. He also is a stand-up comic in his own right. He doesn't just judge them. And he has a special Thoughts and Prayers premiering October 16th on Netflix. Anthony Jeselnik is here.
Thank you.
All right, fantastic. And to his right and immediately across from me at about 12 p.m. on the dial, the third season of Nathan For You comes out. That's his television show. Comes out on Comedy Central on October 15th, jumping the gun on Anthony by about 24 hours, I think. Just like, actually more like around 2 hours, I think, because you, Anthony, your special probably goes up at midnight, correct or incorrect?
That's correct.
So, but you're getting a head start on the laughs. Nathan Fielder is here. Hello, Nathan.
Hi, Scott. Thank you for having me.
Let's turn Nathan up a bit. What do you say to that, Sam?
Am I low?
Well, you were a little low as far as I was concerned. Now, how do you feel? There you go.
Is that good?
That's fantastic.
We could do a test if you want to do it now.
Yeah, let's do a test.
Hello?
No, say the opposite.
Goodbye?
Great.
Okay.
We're covered.
Good.
Okay, we'll fill in the rest here in the bulk of the program.
It sounds good now.
Okay, very good. And how do you feel, Nathan?
I feel great. Thank you for asking.
Fantastic. Now, let me continue on apace with that line of questioning. How do you feel about getting the jump on Anthony, getting a jump on the laughs by 2 hours?
It's just what I've been doing for several years. You know, when we're programming or finding out when the show is going to come out, we'll just find out when Anthony's stuff is coming, and we try to get at least a day before. It's just how my managers and agents at UTA have always done
UTA,
it.
you're with UTA. Were you part of the big CAA sweep?
The heist?
Yeah, the heist. Were you part of that? Were you in play?
I don't know if I was part of it, but I did. Just went.
You made the move.
Went, yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
But
and Anthony, how do you feel? First of all, how do you feel?
Overall, pretty okay.
Okay. Yeah. And how do you feel knowing that Nathan here is maybe the laughs are going to be all gone?
I think that, clearly you don't understand the comedy business, but everybody needs an opener. Everyone needs an opening act. And so I thought, what better opening act than Nathan?
Yeah. And your show is half an hour.
Yes.
And Anthony, your special is, one would assume,
4 hours.
4-hour special,
it's
really?
There's an opening sketch in the beginning that goes on a little bit too long.
Really? It's like a 2-hour movie?
A closing sketch that is at the perfect length.
Okay.
But then there's an hour of comedy in the middle.
Fantastic. I cannot wait to see this.
No one can.
And as part of the Titans of Comedy, obviously you guys are together, but you split up and you work on your own things. Would you say that Nathan for you the sort of fish called Wanda to Anthony's Eric the Viking?
I don't know those things.
You don't know those things,
but I definitely think you're hitting it.
And what is Eugene up to?
Eugene is,
he won't talk about it, but it's something big.
Wow. Okay.
Something comedic.
Do you guys do his Eugene Merman Festival
Never
out
been
there?
Asked. Never brought it up to me.
Nathan?
I think I was unable to do it once, and then they never asked me again.
Oh, really? So he took it as a personal affront.
There is, every time I'm with Eugene, there's always just a natural tension, as anyone knows that hangs out with him, and you can never really, that's kind of how he does it. He's known to kind of manipulate people through, social engineering.
Reverse psychology sometimes, and then the reverse of that sometimes. He just uses psychology.
He does play mind games, and it's hard for us to kind of gauge, where he's at all the time.
Yeah.
So we give him his space.
And, he was invited today, we should say. He's a no-show.
No, not at all. He kind of reminds me of, remember the character that Sharon Stone played in Basic Instinct?
Let me think about this. Hold on a second. This character, as I'm recalling, she...
Blonde,
yes. Okay, yes, I do remember
just
her.
like that. That's what he kind of reminds me of.
He's blonde. Yeah, great.
Yeah.
I just want to clarify something that was brought up earlier, that my show it's a separate show. It's not like designed to be an opening act for Anthony.
But if you watch your show, it will lead directly into Anthony's special. Is that correct?
That, I guess technically, yes, that is correct. But you do have to change to your Netflix.
Oh.
I didn't want to insult you, but your show is like an appetizer.
An amuse-bouche.
Yes.
You put the amuse in amuse-bouche.
A lot of times I go to restaurants and I like the appetizer better than the meal.
Sure, yeah.
I think we've all experienced that.
Your show is like that bowl of ginger that they put next to your sushi that you just eat. When you're kind of sick of how good the sushi is, you eat a little bit of that.
Meanwhile, Anthony, you're like the wasabi because you're spicy, you're offensive. A lot of people get a taste of you and they go, ooh, not for me.
They cry a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying
You're
those
so
things.
welcome.
Appreciate it.
You were just the host of Last Comic Standing.
Fuck yeah, I was.
And it's safe to say that your experience on the show was chaotic. You appeared on the show. You seemed discontent with the outcome. You tweeted about the show weekly for a while, talking about how terrible the editing was. I think you upset one of the actual editors.
Yes. Yeah, they were furious.
And you seem not to like the show. Will you be back?
I keep saying if they double my money, but I think if they tripled it, I'd probably still say no. I just can't trust them. I gave them like these amazing presents, and they just wanted to play with the wrapping paper, like morons, like idiots, like children.
Sometimes that wrapping paper, though, Nathan, I don't know about you, but sometimes you like the appetizer better than the meal. Sometimes that
wrapping paper can be nicer than the gift.
Sometimes, have you ever?
Although that's very rare.
Well, still.
Yeah.
Have you ever gotten a wrapping paper and just been like, this is beautiful, there must be something amazing inside, and then it's like, socks.
I've never gotten socks.
Yeah.
You don't know what socks are?
I know what they are. No one's ever given them to me.
Do you know that the bottom of your foot is the sweatiest part of your body, and that's why the sock was invented?
Right now?
Yeah, yes. Wow. I have sort of taken the temperature of your body currently.
Wow.
When you went through the scanner that everyone walked through, and I've noticed that your feet are very, very sweaty.
People, you can use feet to test for drugs.
Really?
Just sweat it out. Yeah. If you think someone's done cocaine, you test their feet.
And do they have to let you? Or is this something that you legally, anyone has to let you?
I'm gonna say legally anyone has to do it. It's like a citizen's arrest where you just kind of have to take your shoes off.
Have you ever done a citizen's arrest? I've always wanted to do one.
Yeah, shot a guy.
You shot a guy and you arrested that guy?
Yeah, I just started plugging away.
Was it the stand your ground law?
I mean, this was before that. It's before the spotlight got put on that. But but I've done it a few times.
Yeah, fantastic. Nathan, for you is it's a sensation. It's taken the world by storm. You've had 2 seasons. The first season, you were like right here, and you were like, you know what? I'm out here. I'm new. I'm a new show. This is who I am. This is my whole point of view. And take a look, world. And then people were like, I think I like this. But then season 2 came out, and you were like, guess what? We're taking it up a notch. Here we are now. What do you think of where we are now? And the world was like, I like where you are now. I like it. I like it. I like you even more. Mm-hmm. What is season 3 all about?
Well, it's good to know that you've been following the plot. So it's always nice because a lot of people don't get that. Right. They're just like, oh, what is this?
They're just watching funny
episodes,
show. Who cares?
And they didn't see that through line that you just kind of pointed out. So I think that's good.
Great.
Season 3, the trend continues, and that story continues where I kind of go like, look at what we have now, and people are like, I like this.
Okay.
Yeah,
great.
I like this.
So that's what people can expect from season 3 is for you to present it and for them to judge it and say that they like it.
I'm going to present it, but definitely, we're more people know the story and following it, and then so it comes on, and then people are like, they watch it and they're like, I like it.
I love that. I love that about your show. Not a lot of people pay attention to those sorts of details.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. I cannot wait. I think I've talked about how...
Scott, you've always been very, if I'm allowed to say this, I don't know if
please
censor
do.
or edit.
You may hear a big long beep after what he says.
Okay. Scott, you've always been from the very beginning, and I don't know if I just wanted to say that and thank you for that because you've been very outwardly on social media, in person, and I think...
I'm so sorry that I had to bleep most of that out, but you went off on a tear there. You went off on a little bit of a rant.
No, I just said nice things about you.
Oh, gosh. Oh.
I was complimenting you.
I'm sorry that I had to bleep. You have a bit of a mouth on you, I have to say.
No, I don't.
Wow.
I'm a nice, normal guy.
Yeah. I'd like to say I disagree with everything that you said, and that I think the races are equal.
I didn't say that.
It's a little weird that you would throw that into.
Wait, hold on. You better not beat me out
3?
and recontextualize.
Sorry, but that's what you said. Anyway,
okay, let me be clear because I said that Scott was very in terms of saying nice things about promoting the. And I just thanked him for that. So there was nothing racist. Anthony
you escalated it to such a degree in that last rant that I had to bleep out.
You really think none of them can swim?
Please, you can't beat this stuff out because I'm being nice. Anthony is making a joke.
They're just as smart as we are.
Oh my gosh, they're terrible.
Anthony, this is maybe these jokes like this are why you didn't do so well on. The NBC show.
I won.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see it, so I don't.
He was. You realize he was not competing. He was the host. He was the taskmaster.
I was competing. I was very competitive. I think that's why I got so upset.
Yeah. Who were you? You were competing against just everyone for the laughs.
I felt like I was competing against mediocrity and losing.
And you were losing. And what did you think of the finalists? What did you think of who won? Do you give a shit?
No, I kind of stopped paying attention. There were a couple people that I liked, but they didn't make it as far as I would have liked them to.
Who did you like?
I would have been very happy if Joe List had won the competition. I like Joe List a lot. Sheng Wang is kind of a friend of mine. I was rooting for him and everyone else.
He's a friend of yours, and you're rooting for him. Did that play into it?
I mean, I misspoke a little bit. A friend's a strong word, but I've known him a long time.
Okay.
He's been nice to me on a couple occasions. So a friend in that.
And you've given your usual what you give back to the people who are nice to you?
High five once. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Can I ask, when do you consider someone a friend versus, you kind of correct yourself?
And this is part of your advice column, right?
Yes. Yeah. I have a weekly advice column.
I'm interested
Dear
because
Jesse.
I had a conversation where I categorized someone as a friend and they were, and someone else was saying, oh no, like friends are people that you like
hang out with socially at least once?
One-on-one.
I don't know about one-on-one. I think you can do
really?
it. I think you can do it 4-on-4.
Friends to me is anyone that I keep.
Who are your other three?
It's like a pickup basketball game as far as I'm concerned.
Are the other three with you?
Yeah. And then we're against the other 4.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know the rules.
I consider a friend anyone I keep just a little bit further away than my enemies.
Whoa! Because you keep those enemies close.
Yeah.
So
Gotta do it.
I got it. I think a
do
one on
Scott?
I do. I believe I understand it.
Yeah.
I put 2 and 2 together.
I think you got it.
I think a friend. You don't need that necessarily one-on-one. I think you need to have hung out with them socially, even at a party, had a conversation with them. That is not like, say, backstage at work or something like that. I think you need to have been at one social event with them, and then you're friends. I think.
You just have to have been at a social event?
Sure, and talk to them at least once.
No.
I think so.
No,
I've seen you at a social event, and I would say you're one of my best friends.
You think I'm one of your best friends?
I certainly do. And we haven't spoken to each other in probably 8 months.
Yeah, I guess I have seen you at social events.
I mean, good buddies.
I mean, I think we're friendly. I don't know if I'd consider you one of my closest friends.
I know practically everything about you.
Like what?
I mean, through my own research, not through conversation with you, but...
You research me independently?
Yeah, your Wikipedia page, my private investigators, certainly.
You put private investigators to follow me?
I mean, why wouldn't you? If I'm trying to get to know a guy, trying to see if it's a match, if
you
we're
have my
compatible.
email, you have my phone number, why wouldn't you just call me?
Well, I mean, there's only so much that a person wears masks. There's only so much that they'll say to someone in conversation. I want to get to know the real Nathan, the weird guy. The weirdo who has all these views that we need to bleep out. That's the guy I want.
Well, those weren't views. You're just doing a thing for your show.
Well, still.
I just want to know, how are the viewers able to differentiate between a joke and like something that's real?
And this is what I have to ask you about your show, because you know what? You've just been Nathan for you'd by me. Wow. I didn't have any private investigators.
Oh,
You've
really?
been Nathan for you'd.
Well, what does that mean?
You've been had, my friend, just the same way that you have it with all those other people. And that's a question I want to ask about your show. Can people differentiate between what is real and what is a joke with your show?
Well, it's interesting, I guess.
Yeah.
Is it?
I don't know. Is there a consistent reality that is universally accepted? I believe everyone has a different reality.
Do you think that there are various versions of your show in all of the alternate universes where people made different choices than the ones they actually make on this universe's episodes, and it's funnier, it's not funnier? What do you think of all those alternate reality versions of your show?
I guess if they do exist and people made slightly different choices, it would be maybe some would be more funny and some would be less.
So you think you're right in the middle?
Yeah.
So you're doing you're doing like a C average job on your shows.
Yeah. I started looking into all that stuff after I saw Interstellar.
Definitely.
Really funny movie.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
Had a lot of laughs.
Actually, I did laugh out loud at the end.
Me too. When he leaves his daughter?
What was that part?
He sees his daughter at the end. And she's like an old woman in like
yes,
bed.
That,
he's like, "Hey, what's up?" She's like, "Get out of here, you."
He's like, "This is later."
Yeah.
When
It took me 2 minutes.
When she was the old woman and he was talking to her, I thought that was funny.
A nurse who had walked into the wrong room by mistake
spent
would
more
have spent more time in that next to her bed. That's good.
But he was a young guy and he doesn't have time for these old ladies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's over.
It's like, hey.
Do you think that in the alternative universes that you're still opening for me? Do you think I like come right after you?
Well, I'm not. I mean, my show is before you, but I'm not opening for you.
Do you know what the definition of an opener is?
I mean, you are, I guess, more experienced, or you do stand up. I don't really know as well, but what is it?
Someone who precedes someone.
Yeah, someone who goes before, like to get the crowd warmed up so they can really enjoy something else, something better.
I mean, I didn't think of it this way, but I guess technically, if you do watch my show and then watch yours right after.
You don't even have to watch your show. You could like tune in later on. Some people come to the show like when the opening act's on stage.
Yeah,
and then
just
wait
in the
until-
middle, you know?
So you don't have to. If you're listening to this, you don't have
I mean, it's
to
a
watch
different
Nathan's
channel, so it's not like.
I mean, you're a lot like when you go see a Pixar movie, like Inside Out, just like watching that dumb thing about the volcano beforehand. You know?
show. You're like that.
I liked that. Didn't you guys like that?
Oh, you liked that. Oh,
You're
I
like-
see. I get your point of view.
You're like
now.
when you go to see a movie and then you wait in line for popcorn before it. You're like waiting in line for popcorn.
Well, I like popcorn.
But do you like waiting in line for it? Not as much, right?
I mean,
Do
if
you-
I'm with someone,
This is a
I don't
serious
mind.
question.
Better than just sitting in
If
the
you-
seat
if
and
you could-
watching the ads in the
If
movie
you could
theater.
walk into the theater and someone were to hand you popcorn right as the minute you walk in,
Yeah.
hot, fresh, buttered popcorn, or if you walked in and had to stand in line for 10 minutes and then someone handed it to you, which would you prefer?
I enjoy how the life's constructed and how the world is set up.
So you
And
would not
I'll
change
do it.
anything. Really? So
I
you
don't mind-
you
I don't
oppose
mind
you
waiting.
oppose gay marriage.
Okay, interesting.
You
I
liked,
don't know
you
if
liked
that-
the way the world was constructed, and
Well, then you're kind of saying the world is constructed to not support gay marriage, but I don't know if that's the truth, Scott.
you think the
And
gay
that's
marriage
human.
should be sitting on the back of the bus still?
what about
Well,
the Confederate
those
flag? You liked when people flew that?
But I'm Canadian.
Sorry, we had to bleep that out.
Canadian, so it's
Boy,
different.
that was boy. I don't know
Don't
why
beat
you
me
would say
out.
that word.
Let me be clear.
I think you've been pretty clear.
I think we're getting the point.
I support gay marriage. I support
The Confederate flag?
doing bad things to bad people.
the death penalty.
I'm not a supporter, actually.
They're putting that woman to death
I'm not a supporter.
next week, I believe.
In Canada, we don't really have. We more believe in, I guess.
You don't have much of anything.
I think with the death penalty only exists for treason.
That's the only thing. Has anyone ever?
so.
Why would someone be treasonous to Canada?
Like
What do they do? What are they doing? They're like giving away, like state secrets or something like. And why is Canada so hard to get into? That's the other thing. Every time I go there, it's such a hassle.
You should have to start with the early stuff.
Well, do you have a criminal background?
No,
or-
not at all.
'Cause if they check it, they don't allow you in.
No, they check, but it's just always such a hassle, and you get stopped, and you know what I mean.
What do you mean you get stopped?
What is this all about? It's just so tough, and they quiz you.
What do
you
they
know?
say to you?
They say, "Hey, why are you here?"
And what do you say?
I say, "None of your fucking business."
Well, you
Let me in
have
here.
to tell them.
No, I do not.
Well,
This is America. This is a free country.
but Canada is not America.
Canada is not a free country, and that's the
We
way
are-
you like it. Is that true, Nathan?
No, Canada is free country.
Is free country?
Yes, but America is also a great country. And
Maybe
free.
the greatest.
Well, let's just say that I support a lot. I like a lot of countries. Most countries.
Which country is your favorite? Iran.
I've never been. I can't judge it honestly, and I don't want to. I don't want to skew because of what I hear on the news.
I saw the way your face lit up
What do you mean lit up?
when I mentioned it.
Like a big smile when you said Iran. I
Yes.
smiled like a cartoon character.
yes, you're accurately describing what happened right now.
No, I'm not big into patriotism.
For your own country, or for the ones that you work
Just in general.
the ones that give you work visas and allow you to put your content up on their networks and their,
Hey. I love America, and I'm very grateful to them for allowing me.
them.
God.
Wow.
Let me ask you this: if Captain
Well,
America,
what is that? What do you call it? Them is like all of
I want to
you?
hear your question. Captain America.
If
what?
Captain America was here right now, Nathan, would you fight him?
It? I don't know. I mean, that's not a real
He has
thing.
a shield.
Yeah. Do you think that you would
Think you can beat him up?
try to take a swing at him? He'd
No,
probably block you with
I'm-
that shield.
I am not violent. I'm not a violent person. Yeah, I'm very.
Well, you were talking a big game a minute ago, and now
Sure.
Captain America's here, and you're pussing out.
What was my game that I was talking?
The big one.
Yeah.
The big game.
No, I'm soft. I'm soft.
Yeah. Well, It's unfortunate, It's unfortunate when you do an interview like this and you learn more about the person. They say never meet your idols. You know what I mean?
They do say that.
And something you haven't mentioned, Nathan, is that I've been a big supporter of your show since the early days.
I said that.
Nope. And
I said that.
And
I brought that up myself.
And it's tough to meet someone that you really respect and admire and have them,
just shit down your throat.
Shit, in this country's throat.
Yeah.
No, I love America.
Yeah.
I love this country.
Anyway, we're going to have more from the 2/3 of the Titans of Comedy after this, as well as another full person, but one that would make up another third of, if you would consider you a trio. And so we need to take a break, and hopefully Nathan can collect himself and kind of figure out what he's trying to say
if
here.
You're stuff, I'm...
Oh, God, that's terrible.
Jesus.
All right, we'll be right back. Well, we're in the middle of... Well, what am I going to say next? I will say we're in the middle of football season. Yep, I'm in a pool myself. And fantasy? Your fantasy team's probably going strong, or maybe it's going not strong. In fact, the opposite, weak. But you do not, regardless of your situation, have to wait until week 16 to get paid. If you're putting money down before week 1, you can get paid on the regs. Put your fantasy skills to the test every week this season at DraftKings.com, America's favorite one-week fantasy football site. 1 week fantasy football. What is it? Okay, with 1 week fantasy, there are no season-long commitments. Do you have an injured player like that Tony Romo? Is it Tony Romo, the guy with the ribs? Did he injure his ribs? That would be ironic if Tony Romo injured ribs, because that is a place for ribs. In any case, if you have him, no problem. It's like a new season every week, so you're never stuck with the same players. Get this, DraftKings is crowning a new millionaire every week this season, which means you could turn your love of football into the payday of a lifetime. Just pick your players, pile up the points, pick your cash. That's right. It's totally a pick situation. Believe me, you have never experienced fantasy football like this before. It's not your daddy's fantasy. Say hi to him, though. Hope he's doing okay. It's not fantasy as usual. This is DraftKings. Welcome to the big time. Hurry to DraftKings.com now, use the promo code BANG, and play for free with your first deposit in this Sunday's $1 million fantasy football contest, where first place takes home $100,000. Enter BANG for free entry now only at DraftKings.com. That is DraftKings.com. Comedy Bing Bong, we're back here. We're in the throes of Oct, and of course, Halloween is right around the corner, which is a great reminder that the rent is due the very next day. And so that's coming up in a couple of weeks, so hope you stick around and stay alive until then, Wouldn't want you to be one of those Halloween ghosts. And we have, of course, 2/3 of the Titans of Comedy here. We have Anthony Jeselnik, who's been just a delight and really, kind of the opposite of your reputation and your stage persona. Are you different from how you are on stage, do you think?
Not at all.
No.
I just lie sometimes better than others. Pretty much always like this.
I love that.
Constantly.
Such a great answer. You're so interesting.
Thank you.
I love it. And then, of course, we have Nathan Fielder, who was talking a lot of smack before the break. And have you sort of collected yourself? And you mentioned you wanted to say something to the people out there.
Now that you've had a chance to Google Martin Luther King during the break, do you want to change?
I didn't do that. And if you are beeping stuff strategically that I'm saying, I do hope your audience understands the difference between and I am very nice, and I was complimenting you, Scott.
Why would you say the difference between those two horrible things? That's just, I don't get it. Anyway, Nathan is here, and Nathan, for you, is October 15th, a Thursday. And what's the time slot? What's the time period?
10 p.m.
10 p.m. And signing off at 10:30, I would imagine.
Off at 10:30, yeah.
Mm-hmm. You ever tempted to go to 10:35?
Last couple seasons we've been at 10:30, and they moved us to 10.
Great story. And Anthony, of course, has thoughts and prayers. Netflix, a little binge watching, huh?
Yeah, binge watch that one thing.
Yep,
That'll be great.
that'd be great.
It's meant to be watched like right at the tail end of Narcos. You know what I mean? Right
Sure.
before you watch the first 8 episodes of Narcos, and then you watch my show. And
Right.
It really answers a lot of the questions.
Really? Wow. Fantastic.
brings
You
it all
enjoying Narcos?
It's Narcos is tough for me. Narcos and the Americans are tough for me because they're kind of half in English, half not. So if I'm not paying attention, if I'm on my computer, I miss.
And you have
huge swaths of story.
rewind and go, all right, here we
Yeah.
go. What did this person say?
Yeah, what's
That's
this-
sort of a way to trick you into actually paying attention, don't you think?
I don't appreciate it.
I bet if all of the commercials were in foreign languages and subtitled the way they are in Americans, you'd have to put down your computer and watch them and try to figure out what they were talking about, right? That's a little trick for the advertisers out there.
I don't.
For the Madison Avenue crowd.
I don't support that.
Anyway, no, I don't want to get off on the Madison Avenue crowd again. But we have another guest here, and he's been patiently waiting in the waiting room outside, and he has a book that he wants to promote here. And please welcome Terry so sorry.
That's okay, Scott. It's fine.
So sorry. It's Terry Burkhalter.
Yes, Burkhalter.
It's a difficult
yes.
name to say.
It is. I see you spelled it B-E-R-K.
Yeah,
it's
how's
actually
it-
B-U-R-K.
Okay, my
Yes.
apologies. No
That's
one would
okay.
have known about that, but I...
Yeah. I know that you're right. This isn't on TV.
Although I
I'm so
will
sorry.
say that looking at the name, it's a little easier to say Burkhalter when I see the B-U. So
Yeah. You know to just
good.
go down with it with a burr. Yeah, exactly.
Please meet Anthony here.
Hey,
Nathan.
Anthony, how are you?
Good.
Good to see you.
Hi.
Hey, Nathan. Hey,
Hey.
how's it going? Please, guys, have some of these lemon squares.
Yeah.
These are very good. Just take the saran wrap off the top of it.
Did you make these? This is what you do?
Yes, I made these. These are my cookbook is called Southern Plates.
Southern Plates.
Yes, and it is a bunch of recipes that I have learned from friends over the years, and I have compiled them into one list in my cookbook. So these are Denine's lemon squares.
This is a friend of yours, Denise?
Yeah, Denine. She's a good friend of mine. We were on the school board together, and we usually fought a lot.
You're a teacher? Or
No, I'm on many different school boards.
Oh, I see.
But I whether my kids go to school there or not, and I just because I really like input, giving my input around town.
Oh, I see. So you're and education is a passion for you?
Yeah, among other things, I'm on a bunch of different boards.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
Not just schools or other?
not just schools. No, I'm also on the tuna association board. Yeah, I'm in Georgia. I grew up in Augusta, Georgia.
Okay.
And there's a lot of tuna off the coast of Georgia, and I'm a big proponent of dropping boats and sinking boats and stuff and giving them homes right off of the shore.
Sinking.
Of Georgia.
Wait, hold on one second. You're a proponent of sinking boats, working boats.
I mean that you can haul a boat out there. It's easier to sink a boat with no one on it, and it's better, I think.
Well, it's better than sinking a boat that someone is on it because the person drowns.
Exactly. Yeah, like off the coast of New York, they take subway cars out there and they sink them and they make reefs for fish. And I am a proponent of reefs as well.
So you like to sink old boats that are no longer operational, or do you like?
Yeah, shrimp boats and stuff. Shrimp boats that people are done with, and
you
also
sink them and give them houses for the tuna.
Yeah, the tuna houses. Tunas love. They are very similar to us, and they like to have houses, and they pair off. They're monogamous, and
that Charlie tuna, he has glasses, I think.
Yes, he does. Yeah. So there's a bunch of they love houses. So I'm on the tuna association board as well.
Fantastic. How are these lemon squares, guys? These good?
All right.
They're just okay.
Is your main,
I did burn them a little bit. Yeah.
Is your main thing cooking or the boards thing or?
Well, no, I am. I cook as well. I'm just involved in the community a lot. I love packing my days.
Oh, so
full.
wait, are you not a chef? You're just a guy who compiled a list?
That is correct.
Okay.
Yes, I would say I am not a good cook. But I have compiled my favorite recipes of my friends.
One would
into
say
this.
a cookbook is a lot about if someone's not a good cook, they can read this recipe and it turns them into a good cook.
Yes.
Now, you say you burnt the lemon squares and you're not a good cook. Is your cookbook any good?
No, this is a good cookbook, but it will not teach you how to cook. You need to come in with a base knowledge, I would say, of knowing how to cook. Very good.
So you should already know how to make lemon squares.
Yes, preferably. But these are
Does it say
Denise.
the ingredients and the instructions?
Some of them say the ingredients, and some of them say explicit instructions.
I'm flipping through the book. Very few do both.
Right, yes. Yeah.
Some of this, in fact, I'm looking at this one. This is for a pork loin.
Yes.
It says make the pork loin. And that's the only thing.
Aunt Judy's pork loin.
Yeah, it just says make the pork loin.
Make the pork loin.
Yeah.
This one here for lasagna is just a phone number.
Yeah, that's Ralph's Lasagna, and you're going to need to call him to figure out how.
Oh, okay. And he's fine with this? He's fine with taking these phone calls? He must be getting a ton of calls.
Yeah, he did not give me his number, but I did get it from his wife, who is fine with it. So, I just had a certain number of pages that I had agreed to.
Oh, contractually?
Contractually.
How many pages was that?
It was 17 even.
Okay, but
as you notice, it's
this
a thin
book, it's a thin book compared to the Fountainhead, but this is like 600 pages.
Right.
Here.
Yes.
Why make 587 more pages than you needed to?
Well, I think it's for jotting down things. If you need to jot something down, you can make it your calendar if you want. It's I hate books that are packed with info and have no free pages because I don't want to carry around a notebook and a cookbook and a bunch of other books.
Yeah, now that I'm flipping through it a little more, I noticed like the whole back 400 pages are hollowed out and just have a safe.
Yeah. Yep. I love keeping cash on me.
Okay, yeah.
Because we don't know when the earthquake's going to happen.
Sure, yeah.
So I like to have cash on me at all times. So that's why I put that safe in there. And it is a heavy book. It comes in just under 100 pounds. I don't know if you lifted it.
Is that so no one can steal it and steal your money when they take your cookbook?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. It has a little GPS on it. I can always find my money, or you can find your money if you want to get the cookbook.
Fantastic. I did not lift it, by the way.
You did not. Yeah,
no,
I just slid it across the table. Yeah.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, when you put it on the table, there was a heavy thud. I should have known how heavy it was.
Nathan, did you just spit out a lemon bar?
Yeah, what happened, Nathan?
No, I just
in disgust almost.
You spit
it
out.
I liked it. It was just
not to your taste.
That piece, something tasted. There was something hard in it that I couldn't bite through. So I just.
What would that be?
Deneen does call for pennies.
Okay.
In her lemon
she puts
bars.
Pennies in her lemon bars.
She usually removes them. She says it gives it a nice
bitter.
Little bitter.
It's like a third of a penny.
Yeah,
like copper taste.
Good luck kind of thing.
Yeah.
Did you put it in a blender or something?
Yeah, okay. I have one of those big those really expensive blenders.
Vitamix?
Yeah. And it'll cut up pennies occasionally, but you're supposed to strain it and get the pennies out. You know how you drink bitter coffee with like a nice sweet treat? That's what the pennies do.
Plus, I mean, it must be a lot like finding the Christmas coin in the.
It is. It is, Scott. It is. Yeah. There's a lot of. It's fun to find things.
Your mouth is bleeding, by the way.
No,
I'm okay. The corner of your mouth.
I'm okay.
Yeah, that penny looks
Nathan.
very jagged.
I'll just
so sorry, Nathan.
take a Kleenex.
Yeah, that's okay. Oh, nice. You did that right by the mic. Thank you so much.
I'm so sorry,
my face
Nathan.
is next to the mic.
Well, of course, so it just stands to reason that you would. Yeah, but we just really got the sound of that very well. Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah, I guess if that's helpful because,
Sure. Well, theater of the mind, anything could be happening, but what we say is happening is definitely happening.
Yes. Yeah.
So, so how is this book selling? It's coming out, or it has come out? Or?
It is selling. I have been putting up stands in southern gas stations, and selling and packing the books on those stands.
One by one, you're trying to sell these.
Yeah, I have not been calling the owners of these gas stations, but I've been convincing the attendants to let me put my books in there. And some of them don't like their managers, so they're like, yeah, put up the books. Sure. And some of them are like, no, you got to talk to my manager.
What percentage of attendants would you say happen to be the manager? Is that 10%? It's at 20%?
I would say, yeah, it's around 10% happen to be the manager.
You just luck out then, right?
Yeah, you really luck out.
Yeah.
A lot of them are saying no, that it comes down from corporate, what they put in their stores. But, I've been standing outside and selling them.
Selling these 100-pound books.
You're hustling.
I'm hustling, yeah. I'm really trying to get this cookbook selling.
Do they come with money in it, with your money in it? Or
They do, and they do. I put $150. It comes with $150.
Oh, it comes.
Yeah.
How much does the book cost?
It currently costs $50. So I am losing $100 or more a book.
It's like a loss leader, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking once they get going, I can bump the price up and also take the money out.
Sure.
okay.
I mean, Nathan, you help small business owners on your show.
Definitely.
And what would you say to Terry here, Terry Burkhalter here? I mean, it seems like it's not a sound business plan.
Yeah, I guess you probably need a lot of cash that you're going to give away.
Yeah.
I mean, I would assume most people would buy it. Just putting myself into the head of a consumer, I would assume most people would buy it just to get that 150 for the 50. And they wouldn't really care about the book or the recipes or the safe.
Yeah, how many books do you find strewn about the side of the road right outside the gas stations without money inside the safe?
A majority of them, people they do it, and you'd be surprised how rude some people are. Sometimes they do it right there in front of you.
Right in front of you, just right into the... Well, at least they're not littering and they're not throwing it on
I'm
the road.
surprised they even carry it out. I would just take the 150 and hand 50 to the person and leave.
They usually make it right out there to those trash cans that have the little squeegees on them, and they put the money in their pocket then, and they take it over their head and they slam it with both hands into that trash can.
Well, can't you use that to your advantage, where you pick up the book they've thrown away, put another 150 in it, and then you can resell it?
Yeah, that's what I have been doing.
That's good.
Yeah, I have been doing that. Yeah.
Here's what I would do. I would pay you 50. I would get the book. Then I'd buy 3 more books with that 150 until you're out of stock.
That is smart.
Yeah,
that's smart. That's smart.
You know what I would do?
What's that?
I would buy the book for 50.
Okay.
Take the 150 out of it. Split it with you.
Ooh.
And then give my half to charity.
Wow, what a guy over here.
Anthony, that is so sweet.
Wow. So
do you want some of this roast?
I would love. Did you bring a roast?
Wow.
Yeah, I have this roast down here.
What
Here.
is this? Your friend's recipe?
Yeah, this is the one that you have to call in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like the lasagna.
Yeah.
How many recipes do you actually have to call in?
You have to call in for 15 of the recipes. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Very good.
they're direct numbers. They're cell phones. So you are going to get someone or a message.
Well, this roast looks good.
Yeah. I did not cook this one.
Oh, you did not?
How did you come into contact with this one?
This roast?
Yeah. Where did you get it?
Oh, Jerry made this roast.
Jerry, and this is the Jerry.
This is Jerry's roast.
Okay.
Yeah. So Jerry made this roast.
Does he know you have his roast?
He does not know. He made a roast the other night, and I snuck in and I grabbed the roast right before he sat down to dinner with his family.
No.
Yeah.
So this is last night, and so this is like this roast is 14 hours old.
Yeah.
It's a little cold.
It's a little cold. I've just been carrying it around with me because I knew I was coming here today. You don't have to eat it.
Did you let him finish cooking it before you took it out of his house?
Well, I had to wait until the entire family was gone from the kitchen, so it was almost done. It was about halfway done.
Did you kill the family? Did you murder his family?
Well,
No.
that's such a weird question. I don't know why you would ask that.
wait
I
till
mean,
they were gone.
I barely want him to answer it, but go ahead. Go ahead and answer this.
So no.
Okay, good. Of course not. Of course you
No.
didn't.
I did
What a
it.
weird question. I mean, of course the guy snuck. I mean, how were you were sneaking it? How did you tell when the family was gone?
Do you know those? When people back up against a wall and they're the same color or fabric as the wall,
Sometimes
and they blend in.
Chameleon type thing?
Yeah. So you're wearing a suit that is the same.
No, I'm naked, but I'm painted a floral print.
Oh, okay.
Like Jerry's wall.
Or like Heidi Klum in those Sports Illustrated things where they paint the bikini on her.
Mm-hmm, yeah. Okay. So I've got a.
I like that job. Am I right?
Yeah. It is fun. That would be fun. That would be
a
really
lot of fun.
Probably looks like a lot of work.
Yeah, it probably is.
Yeah.
I don't think I don't have the skills for it either, the artistic skills.
Yeah, mess up. You got to start.
You want the
over.
job because her body?
No. It seems, I don't know. It seems like it's a line of work that may be fulfilling. You know,
Rewarding.
It seems easier than actually making a bathing suit. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Oh, I would hate that job.
That's true.
Yeah.
Love to spray one on someone, but actually making one? No, thank you. Anyway, so you're in this suit.
Yeah, I'm in this suit. And I'm
Oh no,
back
you're
to-
you're naked.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I'm
you're
naked
painted.
and I'm painted as the wall. And they.
Do you have to close your eyes? I've always wondered that. Do you have to close your eyes tight?
You do.
Yeah.
You do. Yeah. So I'm listening intently.
You're using one of your 5 senses, the listen one.
Yes. Yeah. I'm not smelling. I'm not.
You're not
just-
smelling. I would, because I've noticed that anytime you breathe in, it makes an audible kind of sound. So you can't do that.
No. I'm sick most of the time, and I just you can't breathe through your nose. You can't see. You definitely can't taste.
No,
you got to keep your mouth shut. And what is the other one? Feeling. I am feeling.
Okay, it would be hard not to.
Yeah, you got to feel and hear. So
Otherwise, I would imagine you'd feel like you're floating in space if you weren't able to feel.
Yeah.
You'd be like, am I on the ground anymore?
Yeah,
Then you'd have to open your eyes and go, oh, and then the jig would be up.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of times when people paint themselves, they do a full body paint. They suffocate. They die like the girl in Golden or Goldfinger.
Goldfinger. Okay.
You're thinking of Beyonce, which I told you before I came in here not to do.
I'm sorry, but I can't help but think of her.
Do you ever worry about dying because you painted your whole body?
Yeah,
to steal the
asphyxiation.
roast? Yeah.
You know, your skin needs to breathe.
Yeah. No, I had not. I didn't know about Goldfinger and that set death, which are really popping up all over the place.
Set death. Yeah.
Set deaths.
Brandon Lee, the girl from Goldfinger, Beyonce.
Right. Beyonce's dead. Yeah.
Set deaths are. We got to
At an
figure
all-time
this out.
high.
They're at an all-time
thank
high.
you. Yeah, I mean, you're not in show business. Well, I guess writing a book is sort of show business.
Well, that actually, it does bring back a question I asked a while ago. That
great.
I'm no clearer on. What do you do? Like what? You're not a cook, I guess. So what do you call yourself?
I am. I'm kind of like a personality, a Southern personality, and I make most of my money touring around to local community centers and doing talks that are kind of like, this is exciting because it's basically what I'm doing is stand up. I'm doing kitchen stand up.
Anthony, your eyes lit up. You're like, I gotta get this guy on the next season.
So excited. Yeah. So excited for.
And a lot, it's basically things I have learned in the kitchen. And I go on stage. Sometimes there's stage, sometimes it's not.
You know what? I mean, we're sort of a rapt audience right here. I would love to hear part of your presentation.
Okay, absolutely. So this is one of my closers, and it's
how many closers do you have?
Normally one has about one.
Yeah, I have about 3 closers.
Wow.
But this is my
That's
good
a sign
closer.
of just a professional right there.
Yeah.
He's got closers in reserve.
So
Deep bench.
So keep in mind, my audience is women, usually from mid 60s to late 80s.
Okay, we can put ourselves in that mindset.
Yeah.
Should we do any role playing before he starts, just to kind of get into character here?
Yeah. Just have trouble getting into your seats.
Okay. You hear the clomping of orthopedic shoes, and do we know each other, or are we?
Yeah.
Do you
usually everyone in the audience knows each other or knows of each other.
Okay. Great. Mm-hmm.
At that age, women can't bear children anymore.
Certainly. Okay, so that's
I
playing.
can.
That's
I
playing
can
into
do it.
your haunted look. Oh wow!
With
and
technology the way it is now, I'm pregnant with triplets.
Okay, great.
Good.
All right, so you're barren currently.
Yeah.
But you're pregnant with triplets.
And they're not doing well. Like they've got a lot of problems.
When did you do,
developmental.
dearest?
It could be anytime. It could be right now.
Okay.
It could be 6 years from now. We don't.
Okay, we don't know. With technology being what it is. Okay.
I haven't seen a doctor.
All right. Well, should we sit down? I mean, we've
Things
been
feel
standing
wrong.
here holding hands.
Things feel wrong. I just want to see some comedy. I want to laugh these babies out.
Okay, great.
Let's laugh them out.
All right. Well, let's all sit down in unison. What do you say? Should we count down?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's count down from 20.
Okay.
20.
19,
Together. 19.
18,
17.
16, 15, 14,
13. 12. 11. 10. 9. 8. 6.
7.
Oh, shit. I messed up.
7.
I messed up. Let's start over.
7.
We got to start over.
Okay.
20. 19. 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's enjoy this comedy.
20 seconds in between contractions for me.
Oh, okay.
Okay, ladies. You guys know when you got some frozen ground beef.
Not even introduced. Interesting. He just walked right out on stage.
It's his closer.
Oh, that's right. It's his closer.
Why
were we standing in the middle of his act?
There's chaos usually. There's no real differentiation between performer and audience member usually at my shows. So y'all know how you got a big quarter-pound of frozen ground beef in the freezer. Y'all know I'm like, yeah, you want to keep, yes, you want to keep it from going bad. So you take it, you put it in the frying pan, you warm it up, you turn around, you go in the other room, you're looking at something on TV, you come back in the room, you look at the frozen ground beef, and you gotta scrape it off. Y'all know how frozen ground beef gets stuck.
Yeah, I relate to this.
Yeah, thank you. So that's it.
That's it.
Yeah, it's just kitchen frustrations.
Oh, you're offering no solution.
No, there's no solutions or really punchlines. I don't say it's like this.
Right. Well, it's interesting because a lot of people go, "Oh, writing jokes is so hard." Anthony, you've called me up sometimes and said that to me on the phone.
I've wept.
It's so difficult.
Yeah.
But it's really like you have half of it right there. You're 50% of the way there. You got the setup.
That's what I have been told about most of things in my life is I'm 50% there. So people are really responding to this kitchen stand-up.
Wow.
And it's just kitchen frustrations. Y'all know how you got a hand towel in the kitchen and you spill a little bit of something on the ground,
sure,
and then you got to wipe that spill up. And then you got no hand towel for 2 weeks until you do laundry.
It's frustrating.
That's frustrating.
In the kitchen, it is.
It's so frustrating because then what do you wipe your hands on? I'm wiping my hands all over me. I mean, I got flour on my face.
So it's like an act out bit.
Yeah. I do. I do like kind of an act out of me.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wiping stuff.
I see it was kind of like a modern day Lucille Ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is. Who is that again?
She was famous for marrying a Cuban.
Yeah, have you heard Weird Al's Ricky?
Yes.
Yeah, it's about
based on
husband.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I learned a lot of my stuff from Weird Al.
Yeah.
A lot of my
Weirdo Al, as he likes to be called.
Weirdo Al, is that what he's called?
He took Dr. Demento's O away from him. So it's now Dr. Dement and Weirdo Al.
Oh, okay.
It's weird. It's odd that transaction happened.
You were going to say it's weird. You should stick with it.
And then it's weirdo.
So Nate, that's basically.
Does that answer your question, Nathan?
Yeah. You're a Southern personality.
Yes.
You're like a dandy.
That's a good way to. I like. That seems good to call yourself a personality because it leaves it open.
I host pageants. I'm an MC.
Yeah.
Did you say NC?
I'm an NC.
What does that stand for?
Oh, it's
because Master of Ceremonies is what MC stands for. What does NC stand for?
It's a nuisance of ceremonies.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Like a heckler, only you get paid for it.
Yeah. I've
seen
quite a few NCs at your shows.
Yes.
Anthony.
Yeah. Like the mosquitoes of comedy.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How many shows of mine have you seen?
Oh, so many. Look, I used to book you all the time on my show, and then I would travel around and follow you around. I'm a Jeselhead. I'm a total Jeselhead.
Jezzhead is what we call him.
I mean, okay, yeah, I know that because I'm a Jezzhead.
I want one of those.
A Jezzhead?
No,
like your own fan.
Like Nath Head.
Oh,
yeah.
Maybe season 4, bro.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. We have to take a break. When we come back, we're going to have more of the 2/3 of the Titans of Comedy and more Terry Burkhalter after this. Mysteries, do they exist? As we asked at Mr. Show 20 years ago, yes, they do exist. Like, here's one. What's the square root of all evil? Ooh, that's deep. Is that asked in a movie, I wonder? I feel like I've heard that before. Or how about this one? Do babies think in words? I think they do, because they tell you that you should just talk to babies in your normal voice and not use that baby voice. That's right, America. Or how about this one? What is disodium inosinate and guanylate? What are these words? And why do they end up in typical fast food chicken? Even more importantly, well, these are things that I wonder about every single day. Every day I'm out there trying to research and solve life's mysteries. I'm like a Jessica Fletcher when it comes to this stuff. But what I do know is Chipotle does not guanylate their chicken. No. They only serve incredible chicken that has been marinated overnight in smoky, spicy chipotle pepper adobo sauce and then grilled to perfection on a smike. They invented a smike. No, a smoking hot plancha, of course. I don't even own a plancha. And you're telling me every single Chipotle owns a plancha and a smoking hot one? Wow. And then, of course, they put that incredible chicken in burritos, in tacos, bowls, salads, with your other favorite ingredients like cilantro lime rice, gently simmered black beans. Don't harshly simmer these. Sautéed fajita veggies, fresh tomato salsa, romaine lettuce, a blend of Monterey Chac and Cheddar cheese, Chac and Cheddar, and Chipotle's amazing hand-mashed guacamole. They don't have robots mashing these. Unless they put hands on the robots. I did not check about that. I don't know. But it is all guaranteed to blow your mind. It's also guaranteed not to have disodium inonua, whatever it is. Chipotle. Food without a side of questions. Hey everybody, Scott Aukerman here of Comedy Bang Bang, and today's show is sponsored by Howl.fm. I am excited to announce that the Howl app is now also available on Android. With Howl, whether you're on your iPhone, Android, or the web, you can stream or download the past 6 months of Comedy Bang Bang or whatever show from Earwolf and Wolf Pop, all for free. If you upgrade to Howl Premium for just $4.99 a month, you'll get access to amazing and exclusive content. You're going to get all Earwolf, Wolf Pop, and WTF with Mark Maron archives. Plus, you'll get brand new Howl originals. New shows by your favorite hosts available only with Howl Premium. Sklar Brothers, they just launched their new show, Finding the Funny, on Howl Premium. Or discover some more shows that are already fan favorites. Super Ego's Forgotten Classics or Lauren Lapkus's Psychic Show. Dozens of comedy albums, including early albums from Paul F. Tompkins and Andy Daly, and already 15 brand new hilarious Howl originals, and we're adding new shows every week. Get access to all this exclusive content on your iPhone, plus your Android phone, if you have both, or either or, and on the web for only $4.99 a month. And with the promo code CBB, you get a full month of free trial. To redeem your promo code, make sure you create your account on the web at howl.fm and enter code CBB at checkout. Once your account's created on howl.fm, you can download the app on your phone, iOS, or Android and log in with the same account details. Now remember, you can use Howl on your phone or your computer, but you can only redeem my promo code on howl.fm, the website. So go to howl.fm, that's HOWL.fm, and use the promo code CBB for 1 month free trial of Howl Premium. Comedy Bang Bang, we're back here. Of course, we have Nathan Fielder. Nathan, for you, October 15th. I'm just counting down the days. You know?
It's soon. It's soon.
Can't wait. Are you paired with anything? Anything on after you, other than Anthony?
Nope, they're just airing black. I don't know. There's no new shows surrounding.
Remember how you used to be?
I actually don't know.
You used to. It was you in Review, wasn't it?
No,
for a while. No, that never happened.
That never happened.
Very good.
Review's good. I like that show a lot.
Review's great.
That's my favorite show on Comedy Central by a mile.
Okay. It's a good. Yeah, I mean,
it's great.
Second favorite?
Second favorite?
A distant second. What would you say that would be?
Whatever Trevor Noah's up to.
Oh man, what do you think he's up to these days?
100%. 100%.
He's a talent. And Anthony, we have thoughts and prayers. Why do you call it thoughts and prayers? Is that the most annoying question that you get when you put out a special? Why do you call it such and such?
No, this one's like easy to answer. Because I hate when people say my thoughts and prayers are with you after like a tragedy, and I have like a long bit about getting into trouble for not for not saying
that. Sounds funny. Do you do that bit on the show?
It's my closer. It's one of my
One of
closers.
your closers?
Oh, good.
Yeah.
And of course, we have Terry Burkhalter,
Yes.
author of Southern Plates.
Yes.
I would suggest snapping up as many copies as you can.
I'm losing a lot of money on this book, but I think it's really going to come back in the end.
Yeah.
The movie version, you'll make a fortune.
The movie of the book?
If you sell the
rights.
The
film
rights.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have been thinking about stringing the recipes together to tell a story.
Do you think, though, if you sold the rights to this story for like $100,000, does it include you giving $300,000 to the people who buy it?
Well, yes, I have made myself a promise to have the budget be 3 times what I get paid.
Okay. Wow. Well,
Put it all up on the screen.
sure. Just a fast and where do you live? Because we haven't talked about that. I mean, you're from
Augusta, Georgia.
Do you live there?
I live right. Yeah, I can see the 8th hole of the Augusta National Course.
Really? Which one is that? What's the?
That's
8th
the
one?
Masters. You know, with the green jacket.
Sure, but what's the eighth hole?
It's a place called Amen Corner, and it is 3 holes diverge right there.
Oh, it's like those 4 states where you can.
It's just like the States. I can see 3 golf courses and my house from my balcony.
Wow, how many golf balls hitting your windows?
A lot. I do. All of the windows of my house are broken at all times, and when I'm putting one up, another one's getting busted down.
Oh,
and
boy.
But I
It's like painting the Golden Gate Bridge. Once you finish, you got to go all the way back and start again.
It's just like that, and it's.
Wow.
But I love the attention, and I like golfers kind of rooting around my house all the time. Mad.
Yeah. You ever meet that Tiger Woods?
I did meet him.
Yeah.
I was. It was the Masters, and I was out on my balcony. Watching it.
Sure.
And he came through Amen Corner, and I decided that was the perfect time for me to go down and do my shrubs, trim up my shrubs.
Leaf blower?
Yeah, I was leaf blowing my shrubs, getting all the leaves off of them.
Sure.
Because I prefer
Just a
sharp
bare-
sticks as my greenery, or it's not really greenery, it's more brownery.
Brownery,
That's funny. Right.
That's
I mean, there's your first punchline.
Brownery.
I got a brand new closer.
That's it. I'm going to put that on the list of closers. And yeah, I said hey, and he said hey back to me. That's about all that happened.
Was he upset about the loud noise interrupting his shot?
Yeah, he asked if I could keep it down, and I asked if he could keep it down.
Meaning, why don't you shut up? Is that how you followed it?
Yeah. I said, why don't you shut up?
Sounds like a friendly interaction.
It was pretty. Yeah, he yelled at me. We yelled at each other, and we kicked dirt on each other like umpires and baseball managers do.
That's a lot of fun. I've always wanted to do that with someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost like your own personal pig pen.
Yeah, exactly like that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, guys, we have one of our favorite features here on the show. It's time to play a little something called Would You Rather? All right, it's time to play Would You Rather. We all know how this is played. Did you guys play this when the Titans of Comedy were on last time?
Maybe.
Do you give a shit? Okay, we all know how it's played. People send Would You Rather scenarios to our Twitter, which is at CBBWYR. I'll read them aloud, and then I'll open the floor for questions. Now, the important thing is don't vote right away. Don't go, oh, I already know what this is, because there's so many questions that one can ask that will help narrow down your choice. By the way, what'd you bring to eat, Nathan? You brought it, and you haven't even tried it. I feel bad that
I didn't
we're
want to be
keeping
rude and open.
Well, you were about 10 minutes late today, and so I think that
6. Well, I was caught up in. I was recording voiceover for the show actually, and then I was finished, and then as I was walking out, they order lunch to the office. Someone handed me this as I was on my way to the car, so I had it in the passenger seat.
And you just dropped your plastic fork.
Yeah.
And yet you're keeping it.
Yeah, and then well, it's fine. It's like you don't.
Sure, you can wash it off. It's plastic.
I mean, it's.
Yeah.
You keep this clean, right?
Well, yeah, it's immaculate here.
Actually, I was meaning to ask you because my lip touched the the mic puff.
Yeah, your
And
bloody lip.
How often do you wash these?
That is the one part that we. God, Engineer Sam, when was the last time we washed these mic puffs? When's the last time we did the laundry here at Earwolf for the mic puffs? Usually, see, the thing is we only have about 5 of them, so it's not really economical to put them into the washing machine and do a load every week. So we usually try to accumulate as much dirt as we can on them before we wash them. When did we do them last?
I don't think they've ever been done.
Oh my! You got to turn your mic on if you're even going to tell. You're the engineer of this show. I don't know. Yeah, maybe we haven't done it. Anyway, it seems to be swelling up a little bit, by the way.
It's okay, yeah. I mean, I also ate the lemon thing a bit, so I had some food. But do you mind if I eat my Indian bowl?
Let's hear a little bit of it and see if we can stomach
If it messes up the
sounds.
sound?
Yeah.
Indian is the best food to eat.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing
In a room
crunchy
full
in
of
here.
people.
Yeah.
Tofu and this mush stuff.
And some cauliflower. That's
Yes, cauliflower
soft-ish.
and
Yeah. And what is that?
cucumber.
Some sort of yogurty kind of thing?
It's like a yogurt with cucumber thing, I guess.
Did you order this or did they order it for you?
I ordered. They picked the place, and then I ordered from the place. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's usually how it works. What do you think about this? I mean,
That
Terry.
looks really good. Yeah, we don't have any India recipes in Southern Plates, but I would love to get one in. So I don't know if.
Yeah. Do you have
Do
the
you know-
recipe for
yeah,
that?
do
Do you
you
know the
know-
recipe?
I didn't make it. I just ordered it from the place.
That's perfect. I'll just put that in there. I didn't make it. I just ordered it from the place.
Right.
And can you give the place's number?
Just take some and smear it on the page.
yeah, actually, it's actually right here.
Oh, cool.
6
Oh, good. Perfect.
Why did you say that? God,
What?
terrible. I mean, we had to bleep out.
It was. I mean, you picked
didn't
Indian
even
food. You didn't have to.
Yeah, you didn't
didn't
have
say
to.
the
You didn't
number.
have to tell him to go do that.
I just said the phone number of the place.
God,
Scott?
that's really rude. All right,
Unbelievable.
so we all know. We
you
all
all
know.
heard me. You all heard what I really said.
We all know how this is played. I'm gonna read this out loud. I'll then open the floor for questions. You can ask me questions to help narrow down your choice, okay? Because there's a lot of stuff about that isn't included in the question.
But
Yes,
the point is to answer as quickly as possible. No,
no. I know that you like to be a little spoiler and a little
wanna win.
stinker, and you
I just want to win.
You just want to win, but you will. I'll have to dock you points if you vote before I say it's time to vote.
Can I vote right now?
You can. I would like to hear you vote right now. Yes. All right. So at a certain point, I'll close the floor for questions, and then we'll vote, and then we'll tally up the points. Here we go. This comes to us from Jordan Maywood. Jordan Maywood asks, would you rather your blood is green, magnetic, tastes of kiwi, and you have too much of it, or a different dead comedian will travel with you every day? All right. Would you rather that your blood is green, magnetic, tastes of kiwi, and you have too much of it, or a different dead comedian will travel with you every day? I'm opening the floor for questions.
When you say too much of it, do you mean like you have like a bag you got to carry with you?
No, there's too
Or
much
are
of it.
you bloated?
Yeah, there's
You're
too much
big.
of it in your body. So, like, sure, your penis is always hard because, a ton of it goes into there, as much as you can carry in there. But then you just have this red tint to you look like a blood bag that if someone were to poke you too hard, just like blood would. You look like a giant hemorrhoid.
Oh, no.
But it's green though, so it's it's not red. It's
green.
And do you, when you get near magnets, do you stick to them?
yes, of course. Your blood is magnetic,
Right.
so it's when you get next to magnetics, you're repelled.
You're repelled.
Yeah, when you get next to any kind of metal, you are attracted to it.
So now, if you cut yourself shaving and you bleed a bunch, then are you back to normal for a little while, except for the magnetism?
Yeah,
and then eventually it builds back up. So
Exactly. So if a lot of times you're doing sort of a bloodletting situation where you're just trying to get as much out of it as you can. Unfortunately, that ruins your pipes because it sticks to the pipes and makes your pipes magnetic. So when you're trying to, throw away razor blades down the pipes, they tend to stick. And
well, let's say, what if I just carry around a pocket full of leeches? You know what I mean? Problem
Perfect.
solved?
Yeah, problems. Yeah, well, I mean, problem addressed, certainly.
Okay.
I don't know that there are enough leeches in the world to get you back down to your normal weight. But
How many
yeah,
leeches do you think there are in the world?
Gosh, I think there's about 15.
Leeches
definitely.
might not work
That was-
because it tastes like kiwi.
Yeah,
so they wouldn't like that.
They wouldn't like
flavor.
the kiwi flavor.
Who doesn't like the kiwi flavor?
Well, leeches don't. They're not smart. They
What's
just
your
know.
favorite flavor of LaCroix?
Pamplemousse.
I don't know. All of
You like the pamplemousse?
Pamplemousse is good.
They have the multi-flavors
Ringing
now.
endorsement.
Elderberry.
So, are you going to answer?
Oh, I don't know. They're all pretty good.
Okay, great.
I'll even have coconut.
Let me go
don't
to
know
these
about
dead
that.
comedians now. Are they
Yeah.
famous dead comedians, or is it just any old asshole who went to an open mic gets to haunt you for a day?
Who would be the worst in your opinion? Like a guy who you saw at one open mic, you're like, oh boy.
Yeah, the guy who tried it. The guy who's like, oh,
I'm told I'm pretty funny.
I went up
I have
there
3
and,
closers.
yeah.
I talk about kitchen disappointments a lot.
But are they dead when they're with you?
Okay, that is a good question. They are only dead when they're with you. So they're currently alive comedians who die for the day. Everyone mourns them. They're following you around, and then they come back to life.
Do they follow? Is it a Weekend at Bernie's situation?
So it's
where you're kinda carrying-
publicized. Oh, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Are you not reaping the benefits, but if they die and it's huge and they're with you, are you like taking them around and being like, one last time with your
tour?
favorite comedian?
Yeah.
No one can see the ghost. It's a ghost.
Oh,
So
it's a
unfortunately,
ghost.
they're not.
It's a ghost.
They're it's a ghost. A dead comedian travels around with you every day.
So
in
currently,
ghost form.
So you would never have George
Non-corporeal.
Carlin. It have to be someone who's alive now. Maybe George Carlin's daughter.
Yeah.
She's
So
dead
she
for
would
the
die
day.
for the day. Everyone would mourn her, and then after the day is done, they
How
would
many
come
people
back.
are really going to mourn George Carlin's daughter?
Oh, come on. I hear the book is amazing. But after about 20 times of this happening, people go, oh, I see what's happening. They're all coming back to life after spending one day with Anthony Jeselnik. So they no longer mourn dead comedians anymore. So when one actually dies, people are like, Tom Sawyer's funeral.
They don't just wait a day, and then they're like, after a day, they're like, oh, wait, this is
Maybe,
serious.
yeah.
This is more serious than we thought.
It could be. Yeah.
Yeah, because that would like
So what is-
ripple through any deaths. Mm-hmm. People would constantly be waiting a day.
Well, if they've tried stand-up at least one
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
Would comedians who are currently alive be killing themselves to try to hang out with me?
I don't think so.
So when we say tried comedy one time, it has to be a sanctioned open mic, like it had, or can you have just gotten up in your living room and said a few funny things?
Yeah, what do you,
have you
Anthony?
bombed?
You're the expert on comedy. What do you consider to be someone who's
I think
the
it's got to be an
expert on.
official open mic. You know, you got to see that symbol.
What is
you
it?
just got a hairbrush in the mirror. That's not going to cut it.
right? What and describe the symbol again, because we all know on Twitter it's a blue check mark. What is it for the open mics?
It's a red check mark.
Okay,
It's a
great.
red check mark.
But if they're ghosts when they're with you, they're like, it's just like a breeze that you feel or something?
No,
Or
you're able to see them. It's
they-
a Beetlejuice type of situation where
you see them
but other people can
and you can
see them.
feel them.
If they concentrate enough, they can sort of like push things around, like they can push a flower pot off a ledge and stuff like that.
Is it
But can
spooky?
you touch them like they're real?
No, it just kind of like you wave around. It's
It
a lot
goes-
like
But
a
you
mist,
talk to
yeah.
each other.
Yeah, you definitely talk to each
So
other.
that's really interesting because you get to see a comedian reacting to his death the day after. If there's outrage, if there's not outrage, but outcry.
outrage at outrage at the
Furious at the
situation.
death.
Furious at
It's-
God.
It's every
Right.
single day.
Every single day this happens. Yeah. Like
Like
Anthony,
when
who
you-
would you like to hang out with?
Oh, I wish you wouldn't put me on the spot like that.
Like who are your influences?
What comedians would I want to see dead for a day? That's a better question. God, it'd be great to get Eugene in there. First off, get the Titans back together.
Yeah.
That'd
Oh,
be
like we
nice.
all die?
David
oh, no, he
Koechner.
would hang out with us.
I'd love for David Koechner to die for a little bit, just to kind of see the reactions of his children.
Oh boy.
Just for that day.
Oh boy.
Koechner's a dear friend.
Anthony, what would you do if you die? If you died and then came back with me for a day, what would you want to do?
Oh, I mean, I'd like leaning up against someone's wall with body paint on sounds fun because I wouldn't
Yeah.
have to do it. I could kind of, while you have your eyes closed, I could tell you.
You could get
hey,
me the
hey, they
roast.
see you. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, I could. I could steal roast
because
for
if
him.
you concentrate, you can get the roast for me.
It's like I was famous for roasts in life, and now in
Yeah.
death.
Yeah.
And now in death, I just
You're
keep it
stealing
going.
roasts.
Exactly. I mean, I think I stole that Trump roast.
Yeah,
If you
no,
want,
I
Yeah,
if you
agree.
you're
wanna
the
be-
roast master.
Yeah, I'm one of them.
Roast Master
Yeah, so that
General.
sounds-
That's your nickname.
That's what everyone calls me. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks, Jeff Ross.
Are you known as the Roast Master General, Terry?
Yeah,
Because you steal so many roasts?
Yeah. But it's not. Yeah, it's not.
So what
for
was your
being
friend's
mean.
name who you stole this
Jerry.
roast from? Jerry?
Jerry, I got
Was he
Jerry's
like,
roast.
I got roasted by the Roast Master General?
Yeah. It's an honor. It has become an honor for me to steal your roast. So
And they're always like, well, I should start to look at the walls more closely.
yeah. People do it to kind of help their career lately. They
Right.
go on and they they let me, or I come into their house and steal their roast.
Yeah.
And it kind of gets them going again.
Gives them a little bump, like
Yeah.
Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this about the
Yes,
comedians:
please.
do I have to kill them?
Yes.
Or they just die, or I have
No,
to?
you do
I
have to
wake
kill
up,
them.
They're like, okay, you've got to go.
You choose them, yes.
Okay.
And if you do not kill another comedian by midnight,
So you have to kill a comedian every day?
yeah, you die. But you
Well,
know,
you'll die in one day.
Well, no,
you'll
you
get put in prison.
No, you're not put in prison because they all come back to life. So by the time a trial comes around, you're like, this person isn't dead. You can't imprison me.
Oh, I guess, but maybe assault.
Maybe assault. Yeah.
How do you have to kill them the same
Maybe
way?
a B&E.
Is it like a magic knife, or you just got it? Like
There is a
gun?
magic knife. Yeah, there's a very magic knife.
You have to burn the corpse for it to become an official ghost.
Yes, if you burn the corpse by the end of the day, then yes, it transfers into being an actual ghost.
So what'd
yeah.
you say? If you don't kill one every day, what happens?
You die. Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
it's basically you die. It's you want the kiwi blood or do you die?
No, you're not going to. No,
really
you don't
don't
die. You. In fact, you never die if you keep killing comedians.
But
and
you'll
you never
get
age.
locked up almost immediately.
Would you?
I
If you're
would.
Yeah,
crafty
because if
enough.
you go into a comedy club and you shoot somebody and they're dead and then you drag their body out and burn it.
No, but no one. You don't have to burn it. That's the thing. You're not burning the bodies. He just wanted to know if you could burn the bodies
Oh.
and keep them dead. You don't have to do that.
No, I thought just for them to be a specter, you had to burn the body. And then they would
Oh,
come
no.
back as,
You're not burning the body. They come back to life like they're dead for 24 hours as long as their body is preserved and no one burns that body. Their spirit comes back into the body and they
right.
pop back up
Let me
after
ask you this.
24 hours.
I'm
Yeah.
going out of town for a little bit. You know what I mean? It's Christmas is coming up. I got the holidays. I'm going to take some time off.
Sure.
Let's say I just throw a nail bomb into an open mic situation, so that I kill.
So you get a bunch of people all at once?
and then they can kind of just.
You do
kind of-
get
they
2
can
weeks
schedule
off.
themselves.
You get 2 weeks off
2
where
weeks
you
off
can
a
do
year?
that. Yeah.
Okay.
If you
Wait,
What
it's
about the
gotta be a
magic
nail bomb.
knife?
Yeah. One time a year, you're allowed a magic nail bomb to kill 14 people, and that'll tide you through the 2 week off period.
And then you spend the holidays with,
With
these
them, yeah.
ghosts.
So all 14 is hanging with you for the holidays.
yeah, exactly. It's
Okay.
like it's a fun kind of like home for the holiday situation
Okay.
with 14 crazy ghosts. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are they
Sounds-
mischievous?
Yeah, of course they are, Terry. What kind of question is that?
Well, it's just going to be annoying to deal with all these mischievous comedians while I'm trying to spend time with my family over the holidays.
Well,
Are they mad at you?
funny?
Are the comedians mad at you?
Oh,
that you
no, they
killed
get
them?
it.
Okay, they get it. They're on board.
Yeah, it's a new experience for them.
It's like being on like Mark Maron's podcast.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. It's
not a
something you
pleasant
have to
thing,
do.
but you want to. Yeah, you need to get through it at least once. And it's weird if he hasn't had you on it.
Right,
You know,
yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
no one
exactly.
really wants that.
Yeah.
Or
Oh,
gets it.
guys, the floor is closed for questions.
Okay.
Wow. Okay, hopefully you can make your choices based on all of the questions. These are great questions, by the way. Really good competitive game. All right, we're going to go here to Anthony first. How are you voting here? You seem to take a shine to the comedians.
For
in
sure.
this
I mean, I
scenario.
think I'm the exception that proves the rule on this, where you told me not to guess right away. Even if I had guessed right away, I would have the same answer that I have now after
Sure.
all of this. I'm going comedians.
Going comedian, and it's just the pleasure of killing these comedians is what.
Yeah,
is
I
gonna
think the
sustain
blood
you?
thing sounds so awful that
Yeah.
whatever was not the blood thing, I would have taken.
Okay, very good.
Killing comedians is just a bonus.
All right, Nathan, we're turning to you now. How are you voting?
Yeah, I do the comedians because it's just like
You have a
the blood
murderous
thing is like
rage.
tortured to death, and this is just dying at midnight, I guess. So I would do that.
So
one.
wait, you're gonna give up? You're gonna die?
Well, I mean, I honestly, with my,
You're not gonna kill the person? You're just gonna die at midnight?
I guess I would do it, and then
How
but
many people would
if
you
I
kill?
get locked up? How do you? I just don't know what I would do.
You'd probably ask for a comedian to come visit you and kill them.
Yeah, I guess is that how it works?
Yeah, I guess so. If you're in jail,
Have you ever been to jail?
But they would take away the magic knife.
no, it's magic, so you're able to keep that.
It's like
you
Wolverine.
didn't ask these questions,
Okay, I guess I mean, I would do the comedian.
but you are
one.
doing the comedian. How many
Yeah.
people realistically do you think you'd kill?
like none.
You think you wouldn't even do it? You have
Yeah.
such a strong moral compass. I mean, that
Well, no, I just
goes
like, I
kind
don't
of
know.
against what you were saying earlier in the podcast.
I
but
don't think I could sustain it, so I would just die.
You would just say, you know what? I give up, God.
Because you're either dying a murderer or you're just dying a normal.
Right. Well, I mean, we all die.
Well,
a lot of us, don't give up like you would, though.
Oh, don't get me started.
All right. Very good. Let's move to Terry. Terry, how are you?
So, as much as I want help stealing roasts, I am going to choose blood bag
Really?
Big blood bag. Yeah, because
Green kiwi blood bag.
big green kiwi blood bag. Because I feel like once I figured out how to live with this disorder, I could make money off of being a big magnet.
Oh, okay.
And
yeah.
I would go around and I would just like do fairs and stuff.
You could loan yourself out to like junkyards. So
Exactly.
You could pick up cars.
I could pick up cars. I could, just get stuff out of tubes that have got, like, would you drop a screwdriver down a big tube? I could just get a screwdriver up.
Sure.
Yeah, and I feel like, I would.
And that would be your commercial. I'm just imagining your commercial right now. Did you drop a screwdriver down a big tube?
Yes. Yeah, that's what I would start with for sure. That's just off the top of my head when I'm thinking. I'm constantly dropping screwdrivers down tubes.
Really?
Just different, drains and stuff. My drains are
Well,
just a
look, we
mess.
all have a ton of tubes, not just drains.
Yeah, no, tubes
Tubes
that are,
come in all shapes and sizes around the house.
absolutely. PVC, I'm always losing metal things in PVC. So I probably do that. And I would go, I'm trying to think, I just book myself on fairs and I'd pay, probably $1,000 to book myself on the fair.
You
And
would
then I'd
pay
charge
people.
Yeah, I'd pay to reserve my spot, and then I would charge 10-cent
Admission cost? Okay, you're a bad businessman. I have to say.
I see. Now I would have to have a lot of people.
Yeah,
but I'm
know.
trying to get as much people in there as possible. I like to keep the cost low.
All right, very good. Well, let's tally up the points here.
I wish I could change my answer now. That was good. That
Really,
was well said.
I do.
That was good.
I will allow someone to change their answer if they say, "Please, sir, Mr. Scott, I want to change my answer. Please, please, please." The first person to say that.
Please, sir, Mr. Scott, may I change my answer? Please, please, please.
Yes, I will allow it. And you're changing to the
no,
magnet?
I don't want to.
You don't want to.
No, I want
Okay.
to stay with comedians.
Stay with comedians. Very good. All right, let's tally up the points here. Nathan and Anthony, you both voted for the dead comedian scenario, and Terry, you voted for the blood being green. And I have to say, Anthony, if you had changed your answer, you would have guessed correctly because Terry is our winner. He guessed correctly. Boy, that was close. Anthony.
That's exciting.
Yeah. And
I feel like I won.
yeah. And that's how we played Would You Rather, of course. Yes. Congratulations, Terry. What
Thank
a
you so
game.
much. This is the first thing I've actually won.
That was a nail biter. He almost did it. He almost pulled it out.
It was so close.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Would you like
And Nathan, you were never in the game.
Well, I answered the same as him.
Yeah. But he almost switched. Anyway, well, there's only one thing left to do on the
don't
show.
know.
That's a little something called plugs.
Time for plugs, it's time for plugs. Time for plugs, it's time for plugs. It's time for plugs. Time for plugs. Time for plugs, it's time for plugs. It's time for plugs. Time for plugs. Time for plugs, it's time for plugs. It's time for plugs. Time for plugs. Time for plugs, it's time for plugs.
Oh, very nice. That was Lightning Lane is just the greatest guy because he is Lightning Lane by 2i. Is that how you pronounce that, probably? All right. That was a good plugs theme. What do you guys think of that?
Not a fan.
Not a fan? Okay.
I liked it.
Yeah, me too.
All right. Well, Anthony.
Fuck, guys. Fuck.
All right, guys. What are we plugging? Obviously, that's when this comes out. Obviously, Nathan for you. Nathan comes out this Thursday, October 15th.
Yes.
And 10 o'clock is the time slot. And
10 o'clock,
it's probably
Comedy Central.
different in the Central time zone.
Yeah, so all the Nath heads out there, tune in. It's me back in the
Sounds
game.
too much like meth heads.
Well, that's, everyone needs a name for their fans, and the Nath heads are always there for me, and I just want to thank them for their support and being there and watching the show and supporting the show.
Yeah, I don't know. Actually, it comes out there. That's when it comes out. All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
so this Thursday, 10 p.m.
10 p.m.
Comedy Central.
And then at 10:30, the laughs have only just begun because then you're going to turn on Netflix and watch something for 90 minutes. What do you suggest that's 90 minutes? Exactly 90 minutes.
An episode and a half of Narcos.
Okay, great. And then halfway through that Narcos, you're going to want to keep going,
Yeah.
except you're not going to want to keep going because suddenly at midnight, Anthony Jeselnik special, Thoughts and Prayers, is released.
Take a hard left.
Yep.
Going to Thoughts and Prayers.
Fantastic. And that is this Friday at midnight. And then it never leaves,
available
right?
Forever.
They never tear those things down.
No.
I love it.
And I just want to say, too, Anthony is super funny if you don't know of him, to all the Nath heads, so check him out on Netflix as well.
Yeah, and if you're not familiar with Nathan For You and you're like a fan of mine, you know, you're good.
Don't bother. Just turn on.
It's okay.
Just turn at midnight. Just turn on Anthony's
You're
special.
covered. Yeah. Yeah.
No, that's good.
And Terry, what are you promoting here?
Well, other than Southern Plates, I was in Los Angeles and I went to the UCB Theater on Sunset and I saw a great...
The devil, you say?
Yeah. And I saw a great improv group there at 9 p.m. They do every Friday. They're called Winslow.
Winslow? Is that like Michael Winslow?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess it's just, his last name.
Now, what do you make more money for? This cookbook or
going to
or improv?
He just goes to shows.
I just saw it. Yeah.
So you make just as much money as the people performing.
Yeah. They make nothing.
Well, you're paying to see them, though.
That's true. I'm losing a little bit of money.
But they're losing a lot of money. They're spending so much time training for improv and doing free shows.
They've lost a lot. And it's given them no discernible skills.
Nope, not at all. All right. I am promoting, first of all, I want to thank our donors. We have Paul Martinez and Steve Rozak. I believe it's Rozak. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Thank you so much for donating to Earwolf. Appreciate that. Something special is coming out to you. And I want to say Comedy Bang Bang TV show is back on IFC this Thursday at 11 p.m. Oh, that's what you can do. Okay, so 10 o'clock, watch Nathan For You on Comedy Central. Mm-hmm. Take a nap for a half hour. Then turn on IFC and watch the Comedy Bang Bang TV show. This week we have Judy Greer is on the couch and Ben Schwartz, fan favorite Ben Schwartz. Okay, and that's a really fun episode. Actually, one of my favorite episodes of this block. That's at 11. Okay, takes you to 11:30. And then watch half that episode of Narcos on Netflix, and then watch it. Man, what a night you have planned!
I would prefer people just cut out the middleman and go straight to straight to Thoughts and Prayers. And
I get that. I understand that.
Yeah.
But that's this Thursday. Boy, what a lot of comedy for you out there this Thursday. That's an exciting week for you guys. And let's close up the old plug bag. That's all we got.
Closing up the plug bag. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, Bro, that is a good song. That's a good song. That is a good song. That song's okay. That's a great song. I didn't like that song. Was that even a song? That's a good song. That's not a very good song.
All right. Well, guys, thank you so much. It's always great to see the Titans, here as much. I'm a fan of Eugene, mainly. That's why I came to the Titans of Comedy. It's like...
He's the gateway.
Yeah. But, I enjoy you guys, and thanks so much for bringing your special brand to what you guys do together here. I really enjoy that. And Terry, such a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you for having me.
What do you think is next for you?
Well, I think I need to get back to my house, and it's probably a mess now. There's probably a ton of golf balls in it, so probably start the repairs on that again.
Maybe start a golf bar, garf bar. Start a garf bar.
I love the idea of a garf bar.
Yeah, why not? Next time you come back, I want you to have started a garf bar.
Okay. Is that like a Garfield themed
bar? Yeah.
Bar?
They're closed on Mondays.
Yes.
All right, we'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye. Thanks for listening to the program. Life is certainly full of mysteries like where exactly is Funky Town? Or why don't monsters just hide in the bed? You know what I mean? Or what is butylated hydroxynisole and why is it in fast food? I don't know. What I do know is Chipotle doesn't use beauty whatever. No, they serve amazing mystery-free ingredients like adobo marinated steak. Chipotle, mystery-free food.
Face it, movie fans. You might have a 96-inch TV, a deluxe Dolby surround sound THX audio guy, a Blu-ray player, a Green-ray player, and all the fixins. But no matter how immersive your home entertainment center is, you'll never know what it's like to be inside the film. Well, on the podcast I Was There Too featuring me, Matt Gorley, I interview the lucky people who managed to get inside the movie. Not in an inner space sort of shrink down way, but they're actors who played small roles in iconic scenes from classic movies and TV shows, like Alien, Speed, Clueless, Star Wars movies, and more, in clips like this.
He goes, I drove Harrison Ford on the Third Raiders picture, right? Harrison Ford would smoke a bone on the way to the set every day. Right?
And back, yeah, of course he would, yeah.
And one day I go to pick him up at the Savoy, and he comes out with a saucepan with a lid on it. He goes, I ran out of papers. So he's heated up the dope, you see, in the saucepan and cooked it. So he opens up the saucepan and goes like this, and like just sticks his head in it.
So listen to I Was There Too today on iTunes, Howl, wolfpop.com, or your favorite podcast app. It's the next best thing to troning yourself inside the movie, or last action heroing yourself, or Pleasantville-ing yourself. You know what? Pick your reference. I Was There Too. Catch the action. This has been an Earwolf production, executive produced by Scott Aukerman, Adam Sachs, and Chris Bannon. For more information and content, visit earwolf.com.